Ecowas begs Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to stay. After Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger made a defiant move and stormed out of Ecowas, accusing the bloc of hypocrisy and kowtowing to the West. The dust is beginning to settle, and a chilling domino effect looms large, with the bloc scrambling to avert disaster. Billions in trade come to a grinding halt, borders snap shut, and the spectre of uncertainty haunts millions. But why? Was this a necessary strike against the shackles of neocolonialism, or a reckless roll of the dice threatening regional harmony? Join us as we plunge headfirst into the heart of the crisis, stripping away the veils to reveal the junta's raw grievances. From perceived unfair sanctions to a sense of betrayal of Pan-African unity, the stakes couldn't be higher. Hear the desperate pleas for reconciliation from Ecowas, echoing against the backdrop of a looming cascade that threatens to unravel the entire bloc. This isn't just politics, it's a visceral human drama. Millions are trapped in the crossfire, businesses hang on the precipice of ruin, and an entire region teeters on the edge. Will reason prevail, or will chaos tighten its grip on West Africa? Kilimanjaro News Network dissects this unfolding saga, tracing its historical roots and peering into the abyss of its potential consequences. This story isn't just a headline, it's the compass guiding the future of West Africa, and you won't want to miss a single twist. But before we delve deeper, don't forget to subscribe to Kilimanjaro News Network. Click that bell icon for a front row seat to our riveting explorations of events shaping the continent and its diaspora. West Africa braces for turbulence as Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, all led by military juntas, slammed the door on the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, this week. Their abrupt exits, fueled by accusations of regional betrayal and Western puppeteering, threaten not only the bloc's unity but also the stability and prosperity of millions across the region. At the heart of the simmering tension lies a clash of ideals. ECOWAS, committed to democratic principles, imposed sanctions on the junta-led governments after coups toppled their predecessors. The juntas, however, bristled at these measures, viewing them as excessive and hypocritical, particularly given the historical relationship between some ECOWAS members and former colonial powers. We reject the imposition of sanctions by ECOWAS, acting as a tool of external forces, declared Colonel Sadio Camara, leader of Mali's junta. His words resonated with his counterparts in Burkina Faso and Niger, who echoed similar sentiments about ECOWAS' alleged subservience to Western interests. These grievances run deep, stemming from perceptions that ECOWAS prioritizes Western ideals over Pan-African solidarity. The juntas point to historical interventions and perceived economic inequalities within the bloc as evidence of this bias. They argue that ECOWAS, instead of fostering regional development and self-determination, serves as a conduit for Western influence, hindering true African progress. The junta's decision to leave sends shockwaves through the region. The economic implications are stark. Trade valued at nearly $150 billion hangs in the balance, potentially disrupting supply chains and jeopardizing countless livelihoods. Millions who rely on visa-free movement within ECOWAS for work and commerce also face uncertain futures. The political ramifications are equally concerning. A weakened ECOWAS struggles to address pressing security threats and democratic backsliding across West Africa. The junta's defiance emboldens other anti-establishment forces, potentially triggering further instability. Despite the grim outlook, calls for dialogue and compromise persist. ECOWAS maintains its commitment to diplomacy and urges the juntas to reconsider. International actors also echo these pleas, recognizing the gravity of the situation. The coming weeks will be critical. Can ECOWAS bridge the widening ideological gap and foster reconciliation? Or will the region descend further into fragmentation and uncertainty? The answers will have profound consequences not only for West Africa but for the continent as a whole. Kilimanjaro News Network would like to hear from you directly. Join the conversation. With ECOWAS urging the juntas to reconsider, what concessions, if any, could the bloc offer to bridge the ideological gap and facilitate their return? Are such compromises possible without compromising ECOWAS' core principles of democracy and good governance? Does Ecowas' call for dialogue and diplomacy present a genuine path towards reconciliation, or is it primarily aimed at appeasing international pressure and avoiding further fragmentation? What alternative approaches could be considered to effectively address the grievances of the juntas and the concerns of other member states? Send us your messages. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Kilimanjaro News Network, the authentic voice of Africa. Kilimanjaro News Network broadcasts in Swahili, Arabic, English, and French.